Okay, so Tim Westwood has been charged with 4 counts of rape, 9 counts of indecent assault, and 2 counts of sexual assault. We're going to break down exactly what this means. This has been long overdue, but before we get into this, guys, real quick.
Something in the way.
Now, we all know that this Westwood guy has been a known weirdo for a long time, and he's been protected by the industry. Now, shout out to Topical Juice, because he's been on this guy's neck for a while, and even Fessifier has been on this man's neck for a while, because his main targets have been young black girls, young black women. That is what he goes for, bruv. And here on the Metropolitan Police's website, these charges, these are for things that happened in 1983, things that happened way before I was born. In 1983, a 17-year-old girl was indecently assaulted in the Fulham area of London. In 1986, a woman in her 20s was sexually assaulted in the Vauxhall area of London. Between 1995 and 1996, a female between the age of 17 and 18 was raped in London. It is also alleged that the same woman was sexually assaulted in central London within the same time frame. Between 2000 and 2001, a female between the age of 17 and 18 was raped and sexually assaulted in London. In 2010, a woman in her 20s was raped in London. In 2010, a woman in her 20s was sexually assaulted in Stroud. In 2016, a woman in her 20s was sexually assaulted in the Finchley area of London. So this guy even has the nerve to come to my sides of London, Northwest, and do it, bruv. The detective said it takes courage to come forward and report allegations of this nature. The women who have done so put their trust in us, and we continue to provide them with all available support. Our investigation remains open, and we would encourage anyone who has been impacted by this case or anyone with information to come forward and speak with us. A dedicated team of investigators is available via email. Yeah, any victims come forward. Because a lot of the times with cases like this, it takes other courageous victims to come forward to encourage others to come forward. Because I'll tell you guys this, my uncle is a famous, very respected DJ. Back when he was younger, my age, he was popping, but Tim Westwood was around at the time. These are things that he has told me. They said Tim Westwood used to beg it off them because they were popping, him and my uncle, well, both my uncles, they were popping DJs at the time. And when they would throw gigs, my auntie would be on the door sometimes, you know, taking people's money to get in. And she said when these men were 30, there would be young black girls. And that is why I'm so fucking pissed off at this guy and why I want to see him be served with justice. I want to see the justice system throw the book at him because it was young black girls. The age of consent in this country is 16, but that doesn't mean it's right for a 30-year-old to be chilling with 16-year-old girls. But my auntie said she would see him rolling with young black girls all the time when the man was pushing 30, over the age of 30. This has been known in the industry, and people in the industry have been scared to speak out about it. And just so you guys know as well, 4 counts of rape, legally defined under the Sexual Offences Act of 2003. Sorry to interrupt the video, my people, but we're nearly at 170,000 subscribers. So if you could leave a like on the video as well as subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. And as you allow content creators like myself, like Ache, to keep growing, we can keep weirdos like this out of the industry. So like the video, thank you. He's being charged with 4 counts of non-consensual penetration of the vagina, anus, or mouth with a penis. In the UK, you can only be charged with rape if you have a penis. The penetration must be intentional, and the victim must not have consented, and the defendant must have not reasonably believed that they have consented. Each count means a separate incident or act. So different positions, different entry points, those all come under different counts, even if it happened in the same night in the UK. 9 counts of indecent assault. That refers to any unwanted sexual touching or act of sexual nature not involving penetration with a penis. So that's like sexual touching, you know, that's not consensual. And he's also been charged with 2 counts of sexual assault. And in the UK, that is defined as intentionally touching another person sexually without their consent, where the defendant did not reasonably believe they consented. So Tim Westwood is facing life in prison. And last year, well, about 2 years ago, we knew the Metropolitan Police were investigating Tim Westwood. Former Radio 1 DJ has been interviewed under police caution over accusations 4 times this year, but has not been arrested. He's now been arrested. And this article just proves what I've been saying about this guy. It proves that my auntie was not capping. Not that my auntie would ever cap. She's just like her nephew. We don't cap. We don't tell lies around here. We talk facts. Obviously, after the Jimmy Savile palaver, the BBC's had to be more on point with weirdos like this, stopping them in their tracks. The BBC can't afford to have any more incidents like this going on in their institution, especially considering the fact that us, the taxpayers, we all fund the BBC. And the only good thing that comes out of there is EastEnders, which I watch without paying for a TV license. Earlier this year, the key findings of a report commissioned by the Big Back Cock, the BBC, into Tim Westwood has concluded that there were a range of factors which ought to have alerted the BBC that he may have presented a risk to young women and girls. A barrister was commissioned in 2022 by the BBC to examine what was known about Westwood's alleged conduct in the nearly 20 years he worked at the corporation. She claimed in the report that his alleged behavior was a factor in his contract not being renewed by the BBC in 2013, and he left Radio 1 and Radio 1 Extra. He has faced historical sexual abuse allegations from multiple women and stepped down from Capital Extra in April that year. He has said he strongly denies all allegations of inappropriate behavior, and it also says that the BBC had evidence of bullying and misogynistic conduct, traits that align with traits that align with weirdos. YouTube.com. And Tim Westwood's YouTube channel has nearly 1.5 million subscribers, you know? Crib Session used to be huge. I mean, people are still doing freestyles with him. I didn't even know that. If I was this guy, I'd want this one taken down. But since things started heating up around his name, he stopped really posting. He stopped getting active. But the industry still kept quiet. But he's collabed with so many drill rappers. You know, the Usain Bolt. This guy had Usain Bolt on his platform. Oh, my people. Skepta EP launch. Listen, distance yourselves from this guy, man. This man is the same age group as two of my uncles that were popping DJs back in the day, still popping now. And they never rated my man, bro. They knew this guy was some weirdo, bro. And what the news articles are not pointing out is that his main target, I guarantee you, most of these girls, if not all of them, are young black women. We need to protect our black women, bro. I know me saying that sounds cliche, but we seriously need to. If guys who are being accused of doing these things to young black women are not instantly cancelled, then it doesn't set the right precedent. You know what I mean? How has this been allowed to go on for so long? Hopefully all of the victims finally get justice. And I know people are going to say innocent until proven guilty, but when I've heard personal stories from someone like my freaking auntie, I'm not going to doubt what she's saying. And this is a lot of people. This is a lot of charges. These are a lot of accusations. Why would all of these women just lie against you? With the young Philly situation, apparently the allegations in Marbella aren't true. So it looks like with young Philly, it's just one person. With Michael Ward, it looks like it's just one person. But when it's multiple women, it is much more likely that you are the weirdo. But anyway, let's get these idiots out of here, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Chung Lee, what do you think? Chung Lee says innocent until proven guilty. Chung Lee, listen, you're gonna piss me off today. You just sit over there. Stop moving. Shut up, man. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace and love to every single one of you guys, and to the victims, I hope you get justice. Thanks for watching.